Hello, Professor Bright here, taking a look at Stardew Valley. It's a farming simulator. No, not like Farming Simulator 20 whatever. More like Harvest Moon or Rune Factory. And it's for the PC, which makes it an instant buy for some, and for others, you probably don't know any of the games I just listed. Unfortunately, they're very hard to describe in a very interesting way, so we're just going to dive in and I'll try to figure out a way to describe the gameplay to you, and, well, I suppose I could just show it to you. Hence the point of the channel. Ha, yes. Favorite thing? Subscribers, of course. Do love you guys to pieces. And we're just gonna, use the default character for now. Not gonna skip the intro, because I actually find the intro kind of interesting. Now, I've already played this game extensively, but looking at the background details, I have a few questions. Oh, and there's no voice acting, so I can actually just talk over this. Grandpa, you want to explain why you have a cutlass? Oh, the sealed envelope? Well, that's nice, but what about the cutlass over there? You can explain that, or is that technically a scimitar? And what's with the messed up cross? I have several questions for you, sir. Alright, listening. Crushed by the burden of modern-day life. Okay. And your bright spirit will fade before growing emptiness. Is that why you worship, not Satan? I mean, I don't know what kind of, religious symbol you got there. I'm going to assume it's pagan. You're probably a Satanist. Is the gift satanic powers? And then he died. God, that is depressing. Yep. Gotta say, not a fan of just watching the elderly die. It's, not fun. And look at this corporation. I mean... Okay, that cowboy thing needs to stop, like, right now. Get it off my screen. Thank you. But yeah, look at all these security cameras for every single one of your employees. I mean, really? Life's better with Jojo. Ugh. And you have a terrible phrase. And you're... Judging by that little screen, that looks like, Windows 3, maybe? I don't think it's even Windows 98. This is a terrible company. They're still using floppy disks. The heck is wrong with you people? I suppose I have to give Grandpa a name now. Let me think. Got one. Dear James, if you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. The same thing happened to me long ago. I'd lost sight of what mattered most in life. Real connections with other people and nature. So I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. A homeless shelter, cause without money you can't afford a place to live. Or clothes. Or anything for that matter. It was a great plan. I've enclosed the deed to that place, my pride and joy, Bright Farm. It's located in Stardew Valley, on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. I know you'll honor the family name, my boy. Good luck. Love, Grandpa. P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will you? So is Grandpa really dead? I'm not really clear on that. I mean, I assume just judging by the screen of... generally when you show an old guy on his bed, it's usually his deathbed. But I'm not sure if he's actually dead or not. I would like some clarification on that, please. Bird, tell me if my grandfather is still alive. Don't look over there. Don't look at him. He doesn't have the answers. Now, yeah, I could skip the intro, but then we wouldn't have this bus taking off into space sound effect. Hello, you must be James. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Is Robin a gender-neutral name? I don't remember. Anyway, pretty sure she's female. Yeah, she's female. Anyway, Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's there right now, tidying things up for your arrival, stealing all the gold that your grandfather had. Because, you know, old guys' farms, they always have hidden treasures of some type. And, well, this is the farm. It's growing things. What, you just noticed this, the whole, you know, overgrown territory here? You didn't say, huh, I wonder if this might be a problem for me. Now, this area, this is the one that's surprising. What's the matter? A bit overgrown. Yeah, okay. Don't know how you could tell if there's good soil there. With a little dedication, you'll have it cleaned up in no time. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Why not? And here's the house. It is just so dilapidated. You need to replace the flooring there, some paneling over here, and I mean, the roof's okay, I guess. Yes, I am the new farmer, Lewis. Hi, how are you? Name's James Bright. And the town is Pelican Town. Aw. You know, I don't think I've ever actually seen the pelican in the town. I played a while off this recording, just so I could get an idea of this game, because here's the thing about Harvest Moon style games. The first 15 minutes are just introducing you to how the game works, and then it keeps expanding, which is really one of the strengths of this game, and I'm gonna get more into that once these guys are gone. Yes, the house is rustic, or crusty. I prefer dilapidated myself, but, you know, that's just me. And you see, that is good business strategy. She is, you know, insulting my house so that I pay her to improve my house. Savvy businesswoman. I like it. I appreciate this. And yeah, I could talk with all the townspeople, but, not gonna do that. There's like 30 of them. And of course, the traditional put stuff in a box and then somebody will take it away. And start. And start. There we go. Alright. Now here's actually, I'm not sure if this was intentional or not. If it's intentional, the man's a genius. If it's not, then he should not change this at all. So you notice I'm moving really slowly. Not a fan of this. So naturally you get frustrated. Go hit escape, look for options. And then you notice all the rest of these screens. There is a lot to this game, a lot more than just farming. And you might also notice that there's combat in the game. I'm not going to show that in this video, but I am going to give you, show you where you will actually use that skill. That's the best description. Anyway, options, auto run, because yeah, that's kind of necessary. This is so much better. Also gifts. The gifts of parsnip seeds. Thank you, Mayor Lewis. And, of course, if we wanted to, we could go to our journal, see our quests. Simple. Getting started, it's a tutorial quest. Cultivate, harvest a parsnip. Introductions, find all 28 people in the town. There are, in fact, more than 28 people, but for our purposes, only 28 people. Now, first thing I'm going to do is set things up so that I'm actually, you know, set up the way I like it. Boop, boop, and we'll leave that there. Alright. So, basically, as with every Harvest Moon game ever, you start off with this incredibly overgrown territory. The difference, however, and one of the major improvements that Concerned Ape has made over the original formula, is that everything you get from clearing the area is useful in some way. This fiber, you can use it for certain crafting recipes. Oh, by the way, there's crafting in the game. Start off with only a few recipes, but gradually this expands immensely. Which is part of the strength of the game. Initially, all you know how to do is farm. So you farm. And then as the days go by, as you get more comfortable and you get a sort of routine going on, more things unlock. It's a massive game. And it would be very intimidating if it just showed you everything there is to it on day one. So this is just good game design right here. And I'm not gonna lie, I am a major fan of any developer who can design a game such that it forces you to learn the game itself through the gameplay, not through just scripted events or this you know, those little tutorial screens they give you sometimes, just listing all the controls, that just doesn't sit well with me. This sort of tutorializing just through actual gameplay and slowly expanding the game over time as the player gets used to things, it's kind of great. Now we're going to pick up Daffodils just to get some, not energy, just money, in fact. And you can see in the corner, all that working used up some of our energy. So eventually, we won't be able to work anymore. We'll be forced to just socialize with the people in this completely empty town. Where is everybody? Well, regardless, we're going to go to the shop. Or we'll just look at this real quick. Ah, yes. Good thing to point out, there are festivals. Fancy little events that you can participate in and sometimes win fabulous prizes. Just like in, again, every Harvest Moon game. And I'm going to be comparing this to Harvest Moon a lot, because that is clearly the inspiration for all of this. I mean, it's pretty patently obvious. The difference is that this is a much more evolved form of the game. I would actually say this is probably better than the Harvest Moon games ever were. Which is kind of... I mean, it's a compliment to the developer. But it's a bit of an insult to the old guys at Natsume. Or was it Natsume? Well, technically, Natsume and Atlas, the publisher and developer of the Harvest Moon series. Concerned Ape, though, he has made a enormous and very fascinating and charming game. It's already doing very well on Steam, and I can't imagine that he's going to stop supporting the game anytime soon. He's actually developing multiplayer as we speak, which is insane! There's already a ton of things to do in the game. For example, get enough wood to fix the bridge, and then get access to this area, where a bunch of useful materials spawn. Sort of like Animal Crossing, you remember all those little shells on the ground that you would actually pick up to be able to afford everything, essentially? Yeah, this game has that. And later on, and in fact tomorrow, at least in terms of game time, we'll get a fishing rod, then we can fish here. Or, well, anywhere that there is water, in fact. And, just on top of all that, on top of the, you know, cutting down trees, expanding everything, if we look at our skills here. Skills here. So, each of these skills will both make you more efficient at the task, and once you get to level 5 and level 10, you can pick a specialization to give you some small boost. Usually like 10% extra money from farming, for example, or from animal products. By the way, you can have animals on your farm. If I wanted to go up all the way... Hey, there's finally a citizen of this town. Hey! Nice to meet you, Sam. I'm not sure how he's getting the hair gel. Actually, that's not entirely true. I know very well how he's getting the hair gel. He's probably buying it from the neighbors. That's right. The Jojo Corporation. The Jojo Corporation. And these guys are part of a larger overarching quest you can take on. Now, if I so choose, I could speak with this smug son of a bitch who has the same smile as the Jojo sign. Just look at him. I mean, I really like the style of the hair, the glasses, the suit, but the attitude just... Yeah. No, I don't want to be a Jojo member. I saw your company. It's terribly inefficient. Membership. Puh. So basically, no. Hell no, I don't want to join the Jojo Corporation. Any corporation that is so inefficient as to monitor its employees like that does not deserve to be profitable. But the reason you would want to join is so you can pay to essentially upgrade the town. These minecarts, you could fix them if you pay the Jojo Corporation. You could also fix several broken bridges in the town if you pay the Jojo Corporation. Or there is an alternate path to fixing that. Hey Abigail, how you doing? Sup? Yep. Oh, well, I think that was an insult. Didn't pay attention to it, but pretty sure she just said she wishes I didn't move in. Thanks. Nice to meet you too. But the alternate path I was talking about is this dilapidated building. Unfortunately, we can't enter right away, but it's not much better on the inside. However, if you ingest certain substances, shall we say, then you get a chance to actually repair this place. And if you do that, then, well, some things suddenly magically get fixed. Through some things, shall we say. I'm trying not to spoil it, but suffice to say that, like its predecessors, or progenitors I think would be the better term, there's a slight mystical bent to this game. Also, these weird statues. I have no idea what their purpose is. None at all. I've noticed 3 of them altogether. There's one on the beach, one here, and one on the farm. And hey, old guy, how you doing? I like old guys in games. They tend to be kind of cool guys. But anyway, now I told you I was going to show you where you could do combat. Well, the thing is, initially, you don't have access to that. The game's like, okay, you've got enough stuff to worry about with just fixing up your farm. So this guy is blocking off the territory. You go in those caves, you can do some mining, and fight some minor monsters, little slimes, bats, and all sorts of nasty creatures. And the deeper you go, the better ores you find, like, you know, copper, iron, gold, and then possibly a 4th one. In addition, over time you're going to notice this hole growing. And eventually, you hear an explosion, and you can go through there. At which point, you will have access to a railroad of sorts. And more importantly, you'll have access to... there we go. You'll have access to a sauna where you can actually sort of restore your energy and health, which is incredibly useful. But, again, initially the game's just like, look, you need to make some money. It doesn't even give you much inventory space. That's something you can improve later. What you need to worry about now is fixing up the farm. Just worry about that. We'll explain the other mechanics as you go. And for a game that has so much stuff to do, that's kind of important. It can't just overload you initially with the billions of things that you could be doing at any one moment. In no small part because you have a limited time span in each day. And if I go into town now, it's 5:10 p.m., I'm pretty sure everybody's closed. Or in the process of closing. Hey, you're new. Hey, Leah. You look exactly like Robin. I mean, I don't mean that as an insult, but I can't tell you two apart. Anyway, going into Pierre's, which is thankfully still open. Nope, you're not. Well, okay. Either way, backpack upgrade for 24 slots, this should be your first purchase. As soon as you make the money to do it, do so, because inventory space is at a premium. I've already filled up all of my, well, almost all of my slots. And this is just from, you know, not even really clearing out the territories. And of course, in addition to the farming that you're going to be doing, because it's the simplest way of making money relatively quickly, at least initially, you can also decide to forage. This is a bad choice because I haven't cleared out any of the paths, but if we get down through all this nonsense, look, the place is very overgrown, okay? Clearly, my grandfather must have died or abandoned the farm, because, yeah, otherwise it wouldn't be in such a state. I'm hoping he just abandoned the farm. I'm still not clear on that in my regular playthrough. I don't think it's ever explicitly stated that he's a corpse, or if he's just, you know, in a home, which is itself kind of even more depressing. Well, I don't want to say more depressing, because, you know, homes aren't the worst thing, but, I don't know, there's something about the whole living on your own versus living in assisted living. Anyway, on to less depressing topics. You can also just forage for materials in here, and you can, in fact, chop down the trees here. Nobody's gonna complain about that. It's all fine. So, even after you've cleared out your place, you can still get more wood from here, and trust me, the chances of you actually clearing out your, regular field anytime soon, very unlikely unless you spend days dedicated to just doing that. And there's too much else to do. Besides the farming and the meeting people and the foraging and the fishing and the combat and the mining, oh my lord, the day is already done. And that more or less is the experience of playing Stardew Valley. There is too much to do. You have limited time, you have only so much time in a day, and I kind of love it. I kind of do. You get a routine going, and you slowly build up the farm until it's less this overgrown mess and more of a efficient business that's making you money, keeping you alive. Maybe you cook, maybe you make friends with the townsfolk, maybe you marry them, who knows? Maybe you get a dog eventually. Even watch some TV. This is a relaxing sort of game. It's a grind, I'm not going to deny that. But it's a game where you can just sort of relax, let things play out. It's very zen, I would say. Thank you very much for the ad. And thank you very much for your offer for a fishing pole. Well, he just said he has something for you, but he means he's got a fishing pole for you to use. Except I don't have any room here. But I think I'm going to cut things off here. There's just something joyful and charming about this game. I don't really have the words to describe it properly. Now, if this seems like the sort of game you'd like to try, if you liked Animal Crossing, if you liked the Rune Factory or Harvest Moon series, buy this game now. There is no alternate like it on the PC market. If you're not into that, this game might not be for you. And that's okay. As for me, I have a lot of business to conduct, a farm to rebuild, and many other things to do. So for now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon.